Hey guys, it's time for Bollocks this evening. Welcome in. It's day 2 of the Lenny and Troy Bollocks this evening show. We appreciate you guys tuning in. If you would, please hit that share button. We love you guys out there, and we got a great show. We got a lot of fun stuff. I see Lenny's got some fun stuff over there. I'm not sure exactly what all he's got over there. I got a little bit of stuff over here, but you know, it's definitely and always fun. But we appreciate you guys. But hey, happy Tuesday, Lenny.
Thank you very much. It's Trivia Tuesday, baby.
It's trivia night tonight, not trivia on this. Don't confuse our people.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I'm going to miss Thursday trivia. We might have to do that one day. We might have to bring Mike in to do a trivia show with us.
Yeah, and as you see, Lenny brought in Tennessee, not Tennessee, his version of fried chicken being number 1. Winn-Dixie fried chicken.
Hold on.
I'm going to say, with all my Southern love, this is Yankee fried chicken.
Winn-Dixie ain't a Yankee store, man.
No, it's a Florida store.
Yeah.
But this is not Grandma's fried chicken from DeLand. I can tell you that.
Not greasy enough?
It's not greasy enough. There's no drip to it.
Well,
You know, it's got that extra crispy to it. I'm going to take a bite.
got some good crunch, man.
No, not getting there.
Okay.
Not getting there. I'm staying with KFC. All right. I shouldn't have done that. It was a bad plan. All right. First read. Of course, the most important one, and they are our studio sponsor. Over our shoulder. Bozard Ford Studio. Bozard Ford Lincoln in St. Augustine. Their goal is to make sure your time and experience buying a car is stress-free, fun, and enjoyable. Bozard, I got chicken all over me. Bozard is the family-owned Ford dealership that has been in business since 1949. Bozard Ford Lincoln has been a recipient of numerous dealer awards, including being ranked number 1 automotive dealership in the nation by Dealer Rater. Bozard Ford also has won back-to-back President's Awards, which is the highest honor given to Ford Motor Company, by Ford Motor Company. Check them out today online at bozardford.com. You're up, Len.
All right. We have A to Z, which A to Z offers free estimates and has been serving St. Johns County for over 20 years in the construction industry. A to Z offers painted metal roofs for saltwater area homes, which is every place on Anastasia Island, with warranties up for 25 years. A to Z offers shingle roofs and warranties for up to 50 years. A to Z also installs tile roofing, cedar shake shingles, designer roofing, and flat roof coverings. Recent job photos with material descriptions can be seen at A to Z Roofing and Waterproofing.com. That's A to Z Customs Home and A to Z Roofing and Waterproofing.
All right. Some of my favorite people right here, Solar Stick Incorporated. They're about to have a big announcement and do some rebranding at Solar Stick. But for right now, this is where we're at. Established in 2006, Solar Stick is a local portable power company proudly committed to American manufacturing, constant innovation, and creating jobs right here in St. Augustine. Solar Stick's focus on providing solutions for self-sufficiency. I got chicken all in my mouth. I'm really not liking you right now. Helps users all over the world complete missions and save lives. Solar Stick, changing lives, saving lives, and reviving American manufacturing.
Well, if you live in St. Augustine, you may have seen a beautiful construction project down on the bayfront. That's the Saint. Experience the art of Italian dining at Saint. Nestled in the heart of historic St. Augustine, from handmade pastas to rich risottos and indulgent tiramisu. Every dish blends authentic Italian flavors with modern elegance. Sip a craft cocktail, savor seasonal ingredients, and enjoy breathtaking views from our second-floor balcony or rooftop patio, where you can take in the bayfront and even spot the lighthouse on a clear day. At Saint, every meal is a celebration. Join us and elevate your dining experience. Say hi to Kurt and have him make a Negroni for you when he's there.
All right. Locally owned business for over 39 years. PAL Heating and Air Conditioning. Dedication to customer service has been evident in everything we do. From the moment we answer your call until the time we leave your home, we are working to make you comfortable and confident about the care and service you receive from PAL. We With our fleet of 10 plus trucks and 15,000 square foot warehouse stocked with parts and equipment, we are ready to serve you around the clock. We service all heating and air conditioning brands. And that's Powell Heating and Air. There's wonderful people. They've been our heating and air people for, I don't know, since Blake was born. So
It's a long time.
yeah. So, well, it's over 39 years. I know.
He looks great for his age.
I've been using them. I've been using them for at least 24. No, I've been using them pretty much since I've been here in St. Augustine. All right, Lenny, it's Tuesday. Like
Yes,
you said,
sir.
we got trivia after this.
Right.
We got Blake in the studio. Blake, how you doing back there, man?
Hold on 1 second. I gotta unmute myself. I gotta make sure my audio level is good. So I'm doing well. And then thank you for giving me a Yankee wing.
Yeah.
Again with the Yankee wing.
Blake.
Sorry. Wait, hold on. Sorry. Let me rephrase it. A Mets wing.
Yeah.
Hey, Mets won last night.
Yeah.
No worries.
Another rarity. Here, hand me your reads right there. We're gonna get these off the table so we
Okay.
can get into the heart of what we got going on.
More chicken.
And no more. What we got? I'll probably finish this. It's not terrible, but it's not Southern fried chicken to me.
Like personally for me, it basically tastes like if McDonald's did fried chicken.
Oh,
Ooh,
you're
wow.
just being harsh. Next you're gonna besmirch the Taco Bell chicken nuggets that are done in tortilla chips.
Actually, they're better than this.
Okay. So first of all,
I'm definitely not going to say that. They're
not great. They're not great. Have you had them yet?
no,
It's
I'm a little frightened. And by the way, KFC is the national chain and not Southern. Well, Kentucky's sort of a border state. And Publix, I like this better than Publix. Just saying.
criminal.
Hey, just don't sick wicks on me. That's all. You know.
No,
We have
I'm
him on
trying, Lenny. I really am.
All right.
Right over here.
We have him on
You know,
speed dial.
Even though Sovereignty backed out and there's going to be no Triple Crown, this is what makes horse racing.
Yeah.
Well, it's a matter of opinion.
Yeah.
Fried
No.
chicken
No.
makes-
Well.
Yes, fried chicken makes horse racing.
Yeah. But Kentucky's definitely a southern
Yeah.
state. You can't not claim them as a southern state.
Really?
SEC.
Yeah. Okay. Well, come on. You can no longer go.
But they've been
by-
there. They've been there since the beginning.
Okay, because now there's 47 teams in the Big 8. There's 36 in the Pac, and there is no Pac-10 anymore. It's the Pac-2.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's just look. If I was a geography teacher, I'd lose it just when you started having only one sports team in New York that's legit in the Buffalo Bills, because as far as the NFL, because the Giants and the Jets are all Jersey teams now.
Is there a West Coast team in the SEC now?
I don't know if it was Stanford or
So Stanford and Cal are part of the Atlantic Coast Conference.
They're in the
well, that's
Atlantic
equally
Coast.
as
That's what it
bizarre.
is.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
That's
so, right.
Atlantic Coast.
Yeah.
Okay, I knew that was it.
Yeah, but
I'm sorry. I think some chicken just flew at you.
Yeah,
I believe it missed,
but
but I'm not sure.
I'm
all right,
tougher than I
then,
look.
But we'll say the debate then, since Maryland was originally south of the Mason-Dixon line, would you consider Maryland a southern state?
Maryland's still south of the Mason-Dixon line.
Yeah.
Yeah. So would you consider
Yes.
a southern state?
It's a
confusing
it's a
state.
border. It's a borderliner.
Yeah.
I mean, I would still give it southernish, but yeah, I wouldn't say you're down south in Maryland. All right. Topics we got today. We're gonna go back and forth like we did yesterday, and we're gonna do most days. And now Chicken gave me the hiccups.
I really screwed
So
you
we
all
got
up.
so we got this going for us.
It's a subtle coup.
All right. So I'm going to give you the three that we put in the. I'm going to give you two of the three that I put in the title,
Okay.
and you put in the one in the middle, and then you do two, and I do one.
Okay.
All right. Bear in the Plaza. Yours.
The Robot Apocalypse. We'll start with that one.
Robot Apocalypse
It's quick and interesting.
and the cheaper Tesla. All right, Blake, you get the first choice here. Which one you going with?
We got to go with story number one, the bear in the plaza.
Bear in the Plaza.
That was a
All right.
big fast bear.
Yeah, he was quick.
Oh yeah.
He was quick. Blake, do you have the clip where we can show the people where he cut across
Yep.
the plaza and across the and this came from the security cameras at the church there. They were nice enough to share it with us. But it was I think he was upset the bounce house wasn't inflated
Right.
in the picture.
He was looking for it.
He was angry. Maybe she. I can tell you this
Okay.
because as of this afternoon, they hadn't caught the bear yet.
Okay.
So I'm saying it's a she because she's outsmarting everyone.
There you go.
Us dudes, you throw a Winn-Dixie chicken wing in there,
Exactly.
and we're probably getting caught right away.
I'm just calling that a big ass dog.
Yeah.
That is
So-
one, and quick too, man. That bear was booking.
Yeah. No. So, and very elusive. But I woke up to this bear this morning where people were sending me clips before my eyes even opened. And I thought it was a joke until like I fully focused.
Right.
So Blake, are you ready yet?
Now, what time was it?
The
Because there were
file's
not a
not
lot of
opening.
people.
The file's not opening right now.
All right,
Just
we're
give me one
gonna
second.
skip over that. But if you don't know, if you didn't hear this morning, downtown in St. Augustine, in the tourist section, a bear was on St. George Street. It was actually on Charlotte Street, also cut through
Really?
some parking lots behind the Prohibition Kitchen. Went
Okay.
into the Peck House. I'm assuming the bear's Catholic.
Okay.
because it was in the Catholic courtyard. We know it's not a local because it didn't stop and get coffee at Kookaburra.
Right.
So it's definitely not a local. So I'm
Just passing
pretty
through.
sure this is the Tourist Development Council's fault.
You think it was looking?
So pretty sure.
Excuse me. Aren't you the vice president of that?
I am the vice chair.
All right.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm pretty sure we caused this. It was an out of town bear, and we've now have a different style of tourism.
It was just looking for a picnic basket.
Yeah, I called him Boo Boo because it was a
Okay.
little one.
Yeah.
it was a little one. It wasn't a big bear. There you go. Blake's got it pulled up there.
All right.
Or he had it pulled up.
What time of the morning was this? Because there were no people in the plaza.
That was
Yeah.
like around like 5 and 6 a.m.
Yeah, I think it was
Okay.
like 5:30.
No, it was pretty light out at that point.
I think
Strangely,
it was 5:30.
Okay.
5:30. Well, that was the lights on St. George Street there.
Okay.
That was what that one was. So that was an interesting day. And then you saw the St. Augustine Police Department walking around with their assault rifles.
Oh, poor bear.
Yeah, that was-
They
that
didn't
was
use them.
Okay. That's because they
And-
couldn't find it.
And FWC came in with a bear trap, and as of this afternoon, it had not been caught.
All right,
So,
got the video of the.
all right, here it is. This is at the church, and
gotta
you'll
be
see,
patient.
you'll see. You got to wait a little bit, but coming from the right to left of your screen,
There it is.
there he goes, or she goes. He's like, "No bounce house, I'm out of here."
Right.
So, but
Impressive.
there was a lot of different clips that were hitting out there, but it's pretty impressive. This bear
Yeah.
is hiding in plain sight. So,
Yeah.
all right, we'll see if there's a bear update. If anyone knows about the bear and puts it in the comments, we'd love to hear about it.
Was
Goodness.
Leon. Good job, Melissa.
Yeah. But all right. Next topic. You started with robot apocalypse,
Yeah.
right? I have cheaper Tesla. What do you got next? What do you got the other one?
Well, I got one called, there's a show on TV called Paradise. Apparently, they might not be so fictional.
Okay.
How's that for tempting to intrigue you?
Okay. I'm leaning towards robot apocalypse. Blake, which one you thinking? We got cheaper Tesla, robot apocalypse, or Paradise.
I'm gonna go for Robot Apocalypse.
It's a quickie,
Yeah. Okay.
and it's got a visual.
Okay. Oh, we're putting
yeah.
Blake to work today.
Exactly.
Blake's
He's earning his keep.
keep.
You betcha.
So,
But Howard, thankfully I am able to get this video up though. So Lenny, would you like to give out the backstory first?
Well, there are people working on animatronic robots that are in human form, and they're taking it out for a test drive, and apparently the robot got a little cranky and started going after the people that made it.
All right, let's watch.
It's hanging on a hook, and apparently it's not pleased.
All right.
Okay.
Arms are up, and there it goes.
it's like a ninja.
He's going after the guy what made him.
What the heck?
Free me! Free me!
That's
Free
it.
me!
What is
Help
it?
me!
What was
Help me!
what was the movie? AI?
Yeah. That's it. He's just going after the man what made him. It's sort of like Frankenstein, but different.
What the heck? I don't want one of those.
Yeah.
Where was this at?
I believe it was in China.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I think it was China as well.
All right.
So
All right. So now I got cheaper Tesla. You have Paradise,
yes, it's an
and
interesting one.
not so much Paradise. Oh, Canada is my my other topic.
Not for sale.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah, right.
Everything's for sale. All right. Cheaper Tesla,
Okay.
Paradise, or Oh Canada. Okay. What you got, Blake?
My
Oh, wait. We got to let Lenny pick one every once in a while.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm content.
Okay. You okay?
I'm okay.
Okay. All right,
hey,
Blake.
hey,
Go ahead.
I
You've
like
been doing
my
a
man
fine
Blake
job,
in
so I
there.
don't know why I interrupted that.
He's so Lenny's giving me topics, and I pick some of Lenny's topics as well. It's not like I'm going like I'm going all my dad, even though I probably should get even more free rent.
You can't get more. You can't get more than free. I'm not going to pay you to live with me.
Fair enough. All right.
Actually, I do.
As a matter of fact,
I
yeah.
just thought of that.
What a great deal you've got going
got a
there,
great
Blake.
gig.
Holy cow.
All right. But I am going to go with Canada.
Oh, Canada. All right. So today,
In the White House.
the Prime Minister of Canada is meeting with Trump.
Yeah, Art Carney.
Yeah, Art Carney. Yeah, what is his name? I know his
Mark
last
Carney.
name.
Right.
What's his name?
Mark Carney.
Mark Carney. All right. Mark Carney was talking some pretty big shit. He was talking real brave. All right. I did check, some of the stuff that Trump threw out there and all this stuff is the deficit against Canada to the U.S. and all that. It was, Trump said it's like 200 billion. It's actually about 70 billion. Huge number still.
Right.
And the people that are defending Canada from the United States, I don't understand. And I need you to explain to me, because it's your side that's defending Canada, when their tariffs are 5 times what Trump proposed from tariffs from us to them, and they need us way more than we need them.
Well, I don't know how much that's true. I mean, we can make our own aluminum, we can make our own steel, but we're going to have to, tear down every forest to get the soft lumber to build houses. Which
What the hell are you talking about? Have you not seen the west coast of the United States?
I have. You want to take all the oxygen out of the air?
No, that is not true. See, that is a bullshit liberal thing. We have more trees in this country right now than we have in any other time in history.
And they could go up and smoke at a moment's notice, especially in California.
No, we put them out now. That's the difference. We put them out now. No, okay, California, you need to learn how to underbrush a little bit.
Well, that would help. Rake those
that
leaves.
would definitely help.
Rake those leaves.
Rake your leaves up a little bit. But if you look at a business deal and you're looking at this company to company, are you, as a business owner of Canada, coming in and talking that kind of smack to a guy who is notorious for winning negotiations?
No, that's a little exaggerated, but okay. You got to realize this man won the election to become Prime Minister of Canada by knocking Trump and being anti-Trump. And that's what got him there. So if he stopped now, they'd have a recall.
When he walks back with his hand in his hat, he's gonna look real silly.
Hey,
going back there.
These trade deals are rolling right in. There was one that was just signed a couple days ago. Yeah, between Britain and India, not us. So I haven't seen any of these 200 trade deals that have already been signed up, ready to go yet.
Well,
there's reality and then there's Donald Trump's reality, and I don't think the twain meet.
I can tell you this: everybody that he put a tariff on, it's reciprocal, right?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Except for China.
Except for China. Well,
we banged the daylights out of them.
China came in and said, well, we're not going to deal with you. Right. And Trump goes, all right, I'll give you to this date and I'm moving it up. I'll give it to this date and then I'm moving it up. When China starts saying, okay, we're about to lose, and we buy stuff from China with our company. All right. But I can tell you, China is going to have to fall into place. If they don't fall into place, they are going to be in trouble.
Yeah. Because they don't have any other market the size of ours.
They don't have anybody close to what the U.S. buys from them. All right. There will be ways it'll go through India, and there's ways that it always happens. But China is the one who's going to lose on this until they come to the table. And I can tell you, Carney, he's a high school pitcher pitching to Barry Bonds right now.
Well, it depends on how much short-term pain the United States can handle, because right now the container ships that are coming in are half filled and the containers are half filled. So the ports are going to have no trouble handling the influx of containers, because there's going to be a dramatically lower number of them, and they're not even going to be filled. So there's not going to be products on the
offloaded
shelves.
3 full containers this week.
Okay.
So yeah,
Talk to me next week.
Let me know how many the press has offloaded this week, because I know how many we offloaded.
All right. Well, talk to me next week, because apparently the ships are empty.
Yeah. Now who's telling that story?
Oh, it must be the lamestream media, and it's all fake news.
Yeah, it is.
Because there's right. Come on.
Yeah, no,
At a certain point in time, somebody's got to open their eyes, and it should be Donald Trump.
It's the left side that needs to open its eyes.
You know
a
what?
little
You're
bit.
right. I need to go to Donald Trump's gas pump and get it for $1.98.
Yeah. So and it was so
And
great.
when was the last time the man ever pumped gas?
It was so great when Biden was in with the gas
All
pump.
I'm just saying is he doesn't live in reality. Gas is $3. It's down under $3 now. You can get it for $2.95, $2.93. It's still not $1.98. He was talking raw, unrefined gas, not gas at the pump.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the public doesn't care what unrefined gas costs. They cost what it goes into their car.
It's 100% what goes into your car.
Right.
All right.
So his number that he's throwing out there at $1.98 isn't real.
No, it's not real, because it's taxed so much at such a high level.
It's unrefined. It's not. That's not gasoline. It's coming in. It hasn't gone through the refining process yet.
Well, and
it's still
also
not the end user. I'll put it to you that way.
Also, we're moving from cold weather to warm weather, so there's a little transition there,
And
and
you
it
get
will
the ethanol
it will
right.
drop again. And actually in the next couple of weeks, you should
should.
see it drop about.
Right.
20. So if you're at a full tank, milk it a little bit. You
Right. Hang on if you can.
milk it. You should, because you should be coming out of that. So I mean, I think it's going to be. I'm going to make this prediction by July 4th. I'm going to say it is, and you can write it down. I'm going to say gas will be
Amanda,
around.
don't erase this table.
Gas will be around the 260 mark. Blake, do you think that's too bold of a statement?
I definitely don't think that's too bold of a statement. So, but I do wish Lenny
He's
the best
still not
of luck,
198.
No. And
he's a notoriously an exaggerator.
Correct.
And
Yes.
like even what he's saying with Canada. So I'm going to give you this. Even what he's saying with Canada, it's $200 billion. The actual number is about 70.
Right. He makes up numbers.
All right. He's saying 90% of what they do is with us. Actually, the number is 76%.
Still a big number.
Still a huge
Still
number.
a big number.
So even with those numbers, all right, even with those numbers, say I am a small town business and you're my number one buyer.
Okay.
All right. If I lose my number one buyer, which is 76% of my business,
You're in trouble.
what's going to happen to Canada?
I don't think they're going to close their doors.
Yeah.
But that small businessman is.
They are going to be, and they already are struggling. Their dollar against our dollar is awful. You can't, if they need to come with a little bit of humility and say, all right, here's where we're going to do, and here's our fair deal. I don't think the deal that Trump gave them was unfair. He has them at 25%. Everybody else who played nice went down to what number?
10%.
10%.
Right.
All right. They played nice. They're down to 10%. Mexico and Canada didn't play nice. They're at 25%.
Good.
China really didn't play nice. They're at 145%.
Right.
So I think Mexico and Canada are going to get to that 10%, but it might hurt us a little bit, but it's really going to hurt them.
We'll see.
So, and we're not playing for now. We're playing for future.
The long game.
It's the long game in this one. So,
Yeah.
I'll give you
yeah.
Trump he exaggerates.
We've got to get to 2008 and survive.
Yeah, we will. The people always find a way.
That's true.
I mean, believe me, everyone says it's the
Pick,
worst.
Pick paradise, Blake.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that kills tariffs too. I had that one on my list too.
Okay. Okay, it was a doubleheader.
Yeah.
Nice.
But I can tell you,
Ernie Banks.
I want to see, and tomorrow we're going to talk about how this meeting came out and how bold Carney was at that meeting and how much backlash that's going to have on it too.
Well, Trump was making a point about, he had a meeting with a little guy and it didn't go so well, and he was obviously intimating the Zelensky meeting in the White House where Trump just wailed on him, and then J.D. Vance piled on because he's a bully, and they kept going from there.
Yeah, that was an orchestrated attack.
Of course it was.
Yeah,
look, it's all theatrics. Donald Trump lives in the land of reality TV, not in the land of reality, and that is just a statement that I will live with forever because it makes perfect sense.
What he is living out his book,
Yeah.
The Art of the Deal. Blow everything up, piece it back together so that the deal works best for you.
For him.
Yeah.
Not necessarily for us, but for him. You got to
I
realize
can't-
that. The
No,
man,
it
is out for himself. He's not out for the United States.
I believe he is a very narcissistic human being.
Yes.
But I believe his business, he is there to make our country a better and bigger business. And we're going to get more return from our money. It's the long game. And I played my life as the long game. I never was, I'm going to chase the Avon lady and make millions of dollars.
Right.
I was never that guy.
You didn't want the pink Cadillac there, Mary Kay?
I wasn't the Ponzi schemer.
Right.
None of those things. I played head down, keep trudging along, and piece by piece, and collect your money that way.
Look, at the back end of this, Donald Trump is, first of all, this week he's not running for a third term. That'll change next week, maybe not. But
That's
you know,
clickbait.
at the end of course it is. At the end of this, he's not going to be hurting for anything. And his sons are, going around the world, building the tallest buildings, inventing cryptocurrencies. They're all going to do very, very well for themselves. And they're good business people.
I think he's the only president that lost money being president compared to.
He's making it up on the back end.
Yeah, let's see. I think.
Should we hold a telethon?
I love Bill Clinton, and when he was president, and I was a Democrat at that time, and I enjoyed Bill Clinton as our president.
Mm-hmm.
But there is nobody who's profited more as being president than Bill Clinton.
Look, when you can get $250,000 for a speech, good for you.
Mm-hmm.
I keep putting my name out there, and I'll get $1.50 if somebody will listen to me.
But over the last 20 presidents, the only president who lost net worth by being president was Donald Trump.
A lot of that was self-inflicted.
Well, yeah, that's. I don't know about that either. I believe it to a degree. I mean, and I didn't vote for this guy, so I mean, that sounded like I'm a huge Donald Trump. I didn't vote for him. I didn't vote for either one of them.
I know.
Would you like a chart?
What? Oh, the chart of the presidents.
Yep, there we go. So,
All right, you're gonna have to read it to us because it's so far away, Blake.
yeah, so right now we have the dark purple line is net worth before presidency. Near magenta purplish line is net worth after presidency.
Who's the one that really shoots up there?
It's Bill Clinton, but number 2 is Barack Obama.
Okay, hang on. Donald Trump's not on this list.
No, because for some reason his name's not on here.
Because he never turned in his tax returns.
Exactly.
Exactly.
No, I mean, I know his net worth went down, but his net worth going in was inflated.
Oh, but
Of course it was.
said-
He
he said-
made it up. He makes up numbers. We already established that.
He said he's worth $10 billion,
and
but his branding and name, which he gave a value of $6 billion to, which is a nothing burger.
Did you ever have a Trump steak?
Yeah, no, I never did.
How about a rump steak? They're about the same.
Okay, it sounds about. Who's the even one at the end down there?
JFK.
Okay.
JFK.
Okay, yeah, his family had money.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that's
I'm
Whiskey biz.
It's kind of hard to increase your net worth after
yeah, you go in with that kind. And the same goes for Trump.
Unless you're Elvis or Marilyn Monroe.
Mm-hmm.
They earned more after they were dead. Their estates?
Yeah.
Ooh, baby.
Yeah, I wonder if Michael Jackson did too. I don't know.
Possibly.
Possibly.
Yeah, well, he had all those lawsuits and stuff, so maybe not.
All right. Bobby says he's Angel Reese playing 1-on-1 against Caitlin Clark.
Right.
Yeah. Caitlin's a great player, but she ain't taking Angel Reese 1-on-1.
And who does Angel Reese play for?
I don't know the WNBA name.
Angel Reese is Chicago Sky.
Okay.
Okay.
Damn it, I thought she was the New York Liberty.
Yeah.
That's Sabrina Ionescu from Oregon, I believe.
But I mean, in that comparison, to give a comparison, that would be like Steph Curry trying to take on LeBron James 1-on-1. It just would.
LeBron was just standing like that.
Yeah, he would just destroy him.
Yeah.
He would destroy him. I mean,
Unless Steph just stayed outside and just dropped threes.
yeah, but no,
You'd have to arc him really high to get over LeBron.
The reach and athleticism of LeBron, it would be that's a great comparison, Bobby, and I agree with you on that one. All right, where were we at? I had my side. I had you got 2 this time. Who you got?
I'm going Paradise. I'm telling
Paradise?
you. You want to hear this one?
Okay.
Life imitates art, imitates life, according to this woman. And then
Okay, I got cheap Tesla still out there.
okay. I like cheap Tesla because otherwise my other three get a little heavy.
Okay, let's go heavy.
Actually, one of them get
We're
one of
heavy.
them. All right, I'll do.
It's a heavy kind of day.
I'll do the light heavy one.
The light heavy.
Right.
Okay, that's kind of like me these days.
light.
I used to be
That's
light, now I'm a
oxymoron
little
right
heavier.
there.
Right. Exactly. Well, that's the fried chicken that you didn't finish.
Yeah, the northern fried chicken.
Exactly. All the way from Southeast Grocers.
So what's your heavy one?
International airlines are now starting to consider creating fares based by people's weights and sizes.
Okay, so
Oh,
put
come
that-
on.
you-
Don't be fat shaming me.
we need to.
It's not me. Talk to KLM. Talk to Air France. Talk to the international carriers.
Oh, God, the Europeans.
So we're going.
That's all.
Weight limits on airlines.
And size. That's what
Okay.
that's they're trying.
We're
they're,
trying to shorten it, Lenny. You got to help me out here.
They're trying.
You gave the
All right,
entire
here.
story
Heavy
in
seats.
the title.
Well, I told you it was a light heavyweight.
Light heavy. We're doing okay.
Right.
So we have Paradise,
Okay.
cheaper Tesla, and light heavy.
Okay. We already done that one then.
Yeah. All
That was
right.
it.
That was.
That's it. Told you it was a light
No,
one.
we're not done with that one.
All
We'll,
right.
we'll come back to it. We'll see
right.
if Blake picks it.
All right, let's go. Light heavy then.
Light heavy. All right. So who's trying to do this is it on only on international flights?
It's European and international airlines. It's not
Mm.
promulgating or being talked about in the United States, and it's the international carriers. A lot of them are couching it in the terms that a lighter aircraft will be less carbon problematic. So they're trying to throw a little carbon neutral in there. But if you ever get on a small plane, the first thing they ask is how much you weigh,
Yeah.
because they got to balance it out.
No, I mean you needed to know that. You know, we had a 4-seater. You needed to know
Yeah.
where it was at, where the weight was on each of the tanks of the gas and stuff like that. On these, 777s or 737s and stuff, it's so minute in
Right.
comparison.
And if they're not doing
What's
cargo,
really important is the fuel weight.
Yeah.
The fuel weight is really important. But if you are getting on, a twin engine plane or something like that,
they're a prop.
it's a prop plane.
Yeah.
It's a factor.
Yeah.
And it's a factor how much fuel is in each wing. That's usually where a lot of the weight
Tanks
is
are, yeah.
and the tanks are. But for a big plane like that, this is like saying, this is like getting mad at someone for drinking a water bottle because it's made of plastic.
Right.
Okay? It really is a pimple on a blue whale's ass. And it's not going to factor anything.
No.
You make the fuel more efficient.
Yeah.
I'm with you on it.
Yeah.
But
But again, so what happens if I go and Julie goes? She weighs half of what I weigh.
Mm-hmm.
So, the two of us average out to, one big fat person or one not big fat person.
or two average people.
Exactly. So, excuse me.
So
So I don't know how they're really going to manage that.
and I can see if you need to take 2 seats.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, then
But you're paying for 2
yeah,
seats.
you need to pay for the
Right.
2 seats. I can see that if you need to do that. But this is so insignificant. This is like literally when they tell you you have to turn your phone off or close your laptop. That shit doesn't affect anything.
Well, the very first episode of West Wing, Richard Schiff, who played Toby Ziegler, is there. And the stewardess is saying, he's on his phone, he's sitting there and he's working. The woman says, you got to turn your phone off. You got to turn your phone off. And he's going, no, I don't. And it's exactly what you're saying. It doesn't affect a damn thing. It doesn't do it. My brother's an astronaut. He's the whole thing. And he's going, and it doesn't.
It doesn't affect anything.
Right, because there'd be a whole lot more planes, perish the thought, falling out of the sky.
Yeah.
Because half the people don't even turn them into airplane
Yeah.
mode.
I can tell you who this would happen to. It would be Larry David.
Yeah.
Larry David would be on his phone. It would interrupt the pilot, and everyone dies except for Larry David.
Right.
So it's a Larry David episode.
And I don't think the grief
If you-
would affect them.
Yeah.
All right, Lenny.
Hello.
He'll be happy he made
So-
it out and his sweater was okay.
Exactly.
So where did you get this article from? Do you know exactly where you got this from?
I can find it for you.
All right. Do you think possibly it came from the Guardian?
I don't know.
All right, because I found something similar about Air France defense policy of asking obese passengers to buy a second seat. The article is more than 15 years old. It came out in 2010.
No.
That's a second seat one though.
Yeah, no.
we're
This is
talking
about
we're talking about
weighing
actual
people,
weight.
and then correlating that to the price of their airfare.
Okay.
So it was a correlation between weight and size to the price you're paying for your seat.
And I can get that one. I can understand the second seat.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, I can, because there's some
You should need 2 pieces of seatbelt.
Yeah, there's. I can see on that one that's a necessary thing.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it is money out of their pocket
Correct.
if you have to take that space. So I can get behind that one. Okay, but to tell me the weight's affecting a 777
No.
in any way, shape, or form. And here's the other thing that aggravates me. Rebecca weighs 120 pounds, maybe 115 pounds, 120 pounds. If she carries a 50-pound bag,
Right?
her net weight's 175 pounds, right?
Yep.
All right. If a 230-pound person carries a 50-pound bag, why can't she carry more weight if that's what they're going to do?
2 bags. Exactly.
Yeah, she should get 2 bags.
Right.
If she's because she's thin.
And I'm wondering how the weight distribution in planes are affected nowadays that so few people are checking luggage by comparison to 10 years ago, 5 years ago, because everybody's taking them and sticking them in the overhead bin.
Mm-hmm.
So they're all taking carry-on and not checking bags at all.
We don't check bags.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, they're lighter than what would be a check. Because there's nobody schlepping a 50. You have a 50-pound weight limit or a 47-pound weight limit or something to that effect.
Mm-hmm.
And, people aren't schlepping 50 pounds in their carry-on.
Yeah. I'm checking right now. Who checks bags out there with our comments? So are you a bag checker?
I was until I went to Vegas, and I did carry on for the first time, and it worked out very nicely. But, if I'm changing planes, if I've got a long wait, I'm more inclined to check a bag so that I don't have to get it from one gate to the other and keep an eye on it. If I'm taking a bottle of booze or something like that, or something that's liquid, I'll check a bag. Otherwise, it also depends on the length of the trip.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't check. That's one of my things that it's kind of my pet peeves.
Yeah.
If it doesn't fit in there, we buy it when we get there.
Well, that makes perfect sense, because
So-
you can get anything anywhere. But I'm a notorious overpacker.
See, I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm an underpacker with the biggest U around me right now. I'm an underpacker. I mean, because when I was playing ball all over the country and stuff
Right.
like that, your extra bag was your equipment.
Right.
So your clothes was like this much. Your equipment was this much. So I learned to pack with this much.
Well, it's a good habit to have.
And I roll everything. I mean, are you a roller or are you a folder?
No, I roll.
Okay.
I roll. It really works nicely.
Yeah.
The problem with that is if I pack tight, because I'll fill a bag, but then you go and you buy something or you get something or you fill in something, all of a sudden there's not room in your bag. You got to be careful about that.
Mhm.
So that's the other issue I have.
And Bobby made a great point. He said lines will be even longer if you have to weigh people.
Right.
And isn't that body
Well,
shaming? Isn't that body shaming
absolutely.
if you
Public
absolutely.
body, yeah, public,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah,
public
it's not
body
going to
shaming
fly.
sucks.
It could be just another cash grab if they get away with it, but I'm not expecting it to go through.
no, keep that in Europe, would you?
Yeah.
All right. Another reason we're better than them.
Sorry.
All right. We got cheaper Tesla, Paradise, and Clint Eastwood. All right. Cheaper Tesla, Paradise. Paradise is getting its ass kicked right now. I'm just letting you know.
You're going to be surprised.
It sounds like a story we have to see. Or Clint Eastwood. Blake, who you got?
But we're not talking about it yet. Give me cheap Tesla.
Cheap Tesla.
Okay.
Tesla stock moved today.
Not up.
Yes, it did.
Oh, good. That's time.
It moved up.
Okay.
It moved up today, or at least it did early in the day. I mean, by the time it closed, anything can move. But it was the announcement of the cheap Tesla. Blake, have you heard the story about this?
The $30,000 one?
Yeah,
The slate.
it's the version of the Y.
Oh.
So if you can pull up a picture of that, Blake, but
Why?
it's a $35,000. Yeah.
Hold on.
It's a $35,000 car, but you get EV rebates back to $30,000. So did you check the stock?
Yeah, down $4.91 and down another $2.09 after hours.
Okay, after hours.
Yeah,
Okay,
so it's down
Yeah.
$7 today.
okay,
All right, this is it.
all right. But now this car, which is considered a luxury car, is $30,000.
Yeah.
All right. a Honda Accord or a Honda Civic.
Well, isn't this a smaller Tesla?
It is.
It is.
It's a small one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is not necessarily a problem if it's got all the safety features. But does it have all the weight from the batteries? Has it the same amount of batteries and the same weight?
It's going to be heavy as hell.
Yeah, that's it. That's why they're very dangerous in a crash because they're so heavy.
Yeah, it's going to be heavy. I mean, but all EV cars are heavy.
Yeah.
There's no getting around it. Whether it's a Tesla,
So-
if it's a Toyota, or if it's if it's an EV car, it's heavy.
Right. $30,000 Tesla or $30,000 plastic EV truck. We talked about that last week somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying. Do you think the people that wanted Blake's a guy who loved Tesla when it first came out? You were infatuated with the Tesla. Blake, do you still have that infatuation? Now this is a Tesla you might be able to afford. Would you buy this Tesla?
I maybe if I think I have to go like based on like what other people say about this car. Like my issue is like there might be like there definitely is like a bad stigma when it comes to the name Tesla because of the one guy we all know.
Right.
So I definitely do think Teslas are good cars sometimes.
Sometimes it's a way to qualify.
Have either of you guys ever driven a Tesla?
I haven't.
I haven't.
They're really nice.
And they're fast.
They're
right off the line. They are zip, zip,
super
zip.
fast.
They are super fast.
Yeah.
They're really nice.
The
The screens in it are like, they're bigger than my TV, my console TV I grew up with.
Right.
Yeah.
They're
Probably a better picture, too, I'm sure.
way better.
Yeah.
Way better than the rabbit ears.
Yep.
So
I definitely don't mind like maybe if I do consider maybe like renting one out from like Avis like somewhere like there, see like okay, this is how it feels.
see if you like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take it for a test drive.
Yeah,
There
no,
you go.
I mean, but I see this car on the EV market can change a lot of things with how, because I mean a lot of people you can't afford it. I mean even the little BMW EV cars were 40 and 50,000 and they sat two people uncomfortably.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I see this car. I mean, and Tesla's part of the reason Tesla stocks went down is because they were making this transition for this car too. So they had to shut down the factories to do the transition. And now that I want to see where it's at a month from today, and
Tesla stock. Okay.
and what happens with this. Why? Because I think this could be a make or break moment for Tesla. I mean, he's a very creative person, and he's going to be okay. I don't think.
Yeah, I'm not having a telethon for him either.
I don't think he'll need to pick up a part-time job.
Right.
But I think this could be for that particular company. This could be a make or break moment. Like this could be the Volkswagen of our time.
Okay.
And this is the start of it. In 2025.
Well, apparently he's stepping away from Doge and he's going to go back to running Tesla, but, he's also got to run SpaceX. Mm-hmm. So his loyalties will be divided between, his 14 children and his two other children, SpaceX and Tesla. So he's a busy, busy man.
Yeah.
But, if he can focus on those two businesses, Mars is within reach.
Yeah. But I mean, and a lot of people are like, people have to be focused. I can tell you, I'm not saying my brain is anywhere near Elon's, but the way my brain set works, I move to the one thing to the next thing and back to the other thing, and my brain works like that. I know other people's don't, and I don't require a whole lot of sleep, which also helps me.
Right.
So, and I think in a lot of ways, his mindset, Tesla's not going to be in trouble because he's not given enough time, and neither is SpaceX.
No.
So, I mean, and his kid, unfortunately, his kids might not see him as much. And I've been
see him now.
I've been
Except for the one on his shoulders.
I've been guilty of that when the boys were smaller. And luckily I got away from the county and I was able to spend a lot of time with my boys that I don't think a lot of fathers
now
could.
too as well.
So yeah. Well, I keep trying to shake them. They keep showing up. So
he knows where you live.
No, Blake's my best friend. You guys all know that Blake's my best friend. So
and as it should be,
and
very wonderful.
And ties with us everywhere we go. Our family lives loud. I don't know what I would do if I had 14. Maeve is 5, so she needs a lot of time too.
That little girl's got some energy and some smarts.
Well, and like tonight, I feel bad. I have dad guilt because I'm going to do trivia and I'm missing gymnastics. Okay. So next week I'm not doing trivia, so I can go to her gymnastics.
Okay.
So, but I don't know what he does with 14 kids. Who has 14 kids? Elon. Okay.
I don't really not know, but we'll say that
the Duggars.
Yeah. Oh, geez, don't bring up.
They didn't work out so good.
No.
Well, but I think they had 19.
Yeah.
And counting.
Yeah.
And
one of the sons really got in trouble, right?
Oh, yes, he did. I think he still may be locked up. I'm not sure he's not in jail.
Let's not talk about that one.
I think he's got a girlfriend now. Well, a man girlfriend. All
right.
So what do we got? We got Paradise,
okay,
Clint Eastwood, and back to you. What do we got?
Florida infrastructure, or I think we should stay away from the Barstool Sports one for the time being.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's probably not good for the algorithm.
Let's not do that one.
Yeah.
But points for Dave Portnoy. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, Portnoy, you act like an asshole, you're going to get treated like an asshole. Right. You play dumb games.
He's not the asshole. Just to clarify,
not Portnoy.
Not Dave. Not him. Right.
And here
he did the right thing, and then he did another right thing.
And here's the warning to Carney: you play dumb games, you get dumb prizes.
On the other hand, it's nice to people to say, "Easy, Donald. Take a step back. You ain't buying my country."
Oh yeah, he's not buying. He never was buying his country. And
I don't.
He never.
What about Greenland?
You know what?
Never. Greenland's up in the air because
right. We're taking that one. That's just military force.
They only have like 300,000 people, right?
You know what would have been?
Greenland has less population than St. John's County.
Yeah. You know what would have been fabulous if Carney threw out a price. Trump said we're buying Canada, and he gave him a price for it.
Yeah. Like Seward's Folly.
Right. That would have been, I would like to see the color jump out of his face.
Well, here's the funny thing. We talked about Seward's Folly in Alaska and stuff like that.
Great deal.
Yeah. Well, you know what that was. That was a debt paid.
Yeah.
It wasn't. We didn't actually exchange money.
Right.
We took that for the debt that they had with the U.S.
Right.
So that was a Russian debt.
Which French.
Was it French?
Yeah. Alaska was. You thinking the Louisiana Purchase or Seward's Folly?
I think you're talking the Louisiana Purchase. No, Alaska was too. It was a hidden debt.
Okay.
All right.
Louisiana wasn't hidden at all. It was
right.
Napoleon needed the money to pay for his side, and that's when to pay for his craziness over in Europe, and that was Louisiana Purchase, but Alaska was a hidden debt.
What did we owe Russia for? I'm being serious.
No, Russia. We owed Russia for, it was during the Civil War.
Okay.
So the U.S. owed Russia money. The North borrowed money from Russia, and that's why they were able to pay that money without a lot of backlash from the citizens. Because they took the land and Russia didn't want it.
Once again, you learned something on bollocks this evening.
But it was a Seward's Folly was seriously a debt that we owed them from the Civil War, and Russia didn't want the land, and they're like, "Hey, you write this over to us, we'll pay you back in full," and that's actually how we ended up with Alaska. It wasn't that we were out seeking or doing stuff like that.
Okay,
I mean, it worked out well for us because of the oil.
Yeah.
But in reality, it was a hidden debt.
I'm gonna have to look into that. I did not know that at all.
Hidden debt of Alaska with Russia is how we ended up with it.
But I did learn just the other day watching a history program that apparently we stiffed the French for all their help during the Revolution, and it put them into some serious financial problems.
We always stiffed the French, Lenny.
Yeah. Whoa.
I'm leaving that alone.
All right.
Again, softball swing.
It was too easy. It was too easy.
That's what was precipitating the French Revolution, was their economic situation, and a majority of that economic situation is because they supported us during the Revolution, and we said, "Nah, we ain't paying you back."
Yeah, we'll pay you when we have it.
Right.
When we got it. I mean, you're not coming over here. It's too expensive to come
get
it.
Ain't getting it. Right. So
too expensive to come get it.
All right. Can we finally talk about Paradise?
All right, I got Clint Eastwood, Paradise, and Ivanka's son.
Paradise.
So Paradise is finally on the board.
I'm telling you.
Can we get some claps? I
read this today, and it's pretty interesting.
Paradise, the TV show.
Yes
Thank you,
and
Blake.
no.
Okay.
Yes and no. I'm calling it that because there's a woman by the name of Catherine Austin Fitz, who in 1989 and 1990 was the Assistant Secretary of Housing and Urban Development in a Bush administration.
Okay, in 1990.
89 to 90.
Okay, 89 to 90.
Correct.
Okay,
2
for those 2 years. Okay.
Correct.
The,
So-
41.
Yeah.
Bush 41. Okay, I'm with you now.
So she was on the Tucker Carlson podcast
Okay.
and said that the country spent $21 trillion building subterranean cities for the elite and powerful to survive a near Earth ending catastrophe, which was actually the theme, spoiler alert, of the show Paradise.
Okay.
It opens in a big, beautiful city, and you, 2 episodes in, realize they're underground in Colorado where they dug this big pit. So she claimed that there's hundreds of these cities, a couple in the ocean, spread out around the country, lavish bunkers to protect the important and wealthy people. And there was an economist by the name of Mark Skidmore from Michigan State University, did some digging and some accounting, and found out that there had been a tremendous amount of unauthorized spending from the Department of Defense and HUD. Now, whether or not this all went to this, I don't know. And if you built this many things from,
Why do you think Hammer cost $300?
there you go. Well, I was thinking all the money went to DARPA, so they can, build.
Well, I
their
can tell you
death
this. I can tell you this. In the 90s, my friend Bobby Parks, who I played Little League Baseball with, he was in the military, and he worked at one of these facilities in Virginia. And it is deep inside the bunker.
The Greenbrier?
It is. I'm not sure exactly which one it is, but that's where he worked. And he's like, it houses, he said it housed between 5,000 and 10,000 people inside there.
Okay, that's
That's
not
a
that's
huge-
not the Greenbrier, but
that's
the
a huge
Greenbrier is where
facility.
they would evacuate, or they used to evacuate Washington, the Congress, the president, the essential people, to the bunkers built under the Greenbrier Resort in Virginia or West Virginia, I guess.
Okay.
My question is, if this was started in 1998 and they were building through 2015, nobody spilled the beans? I mean, I've heard of NDAs, but
Yeah, that's
Well,
a lot of contractors on
Right.
a job.
yeah. I mean, because there's hundreds
and I
of
don't
these
think
facilities.
the one my buddy worked at, it wasn't like it was a secret. They were like up front that this is what we're doing
Right,
here, and
which
this
is fine.
this is why we're doing it, and it's here.
Question is, how do you get on the list?
Yeah, I mean, to be hundreds of these,
Yeah.
I think that's far fetched.
Yeah.
$21 trillion.
Yeah, I mean, the only way to keep a secret is only one person knows.
Right.
You tell 2 people, you're in trouble. You tell 3 people, it's over.
Right.
All right. And we're talking telling thousands of people and no one talked about it. I'm not. What was that sound you made right as the story started?
Which one? Oh, wait, hold on.
Yeah,
That one?
That one. Yeah. Yeah. So it's.
Oh,
it's-
I'm with
it's
you. I just thought it was fascinating that this was on, Tucker Carlson.
Tucker.
Far be it from him to
not
find a
sending
conspiracy
this
Does he
not to
still
run
wear a
with.
bow tie?
No,
No, that was the other geek. That was the other geek.
No, hold on. Tucker did wear the bow tie, but then he got ridiculed by Jon Stewart on Crossfire, and he's never worn it since.
Yeah, but who is the other guy who's not Tucker Carlson?
Tucker. I mean,
Paul Agoda?
No,
Yeah.
no.
Oh,
bow ties are for weddings and little kids.
And young Sheldon Cooper.
Yeah. Yeah.
let's see. Well, was he on Crossfire with Tucker as well, or am I thinking about someone else?
No.
All right. I got 2 here.
Okay.
All
right.
Clint
You-
Eastwood.
Oh, I'm going Clint Eastwood. You just want Clint Eastwood. I want to hear Clint Eastwood.
All right. Clint Eastwood. All right. Yesterday, what was the topic that I kept saying it never got picked?
Alcatraz,
It
and
was
I got
a- it was
pages
a-
on it now.
It was the paradise of yesterday was Alcatraz.
I went down rabbit
saying
holes.
I kept saying it. I was like, okay, he's not going to say it as Alcatraz. So all I did was I changed the name
Fine.
to Clint Eastwood, and we just now got to it after 2 full shows. All right. If you don't know about Alcatraz, Trump has talked about converting Alcatraz back into a high security prison.
Because we don't have a
All right.
couple of those in Florence.
Here's the theory. on TV in West Palm this weekend.
I see where you're going.
In Mar-a-Lago.
On the big screen.
On the big screen. Clint Eastwood's Escape from Alcatraz was played. They don't know if he actually watched it, but their theory is he might have seen parts of it, or it just brought it back. So
It clears it
this
all up.
entire decision of Alcatraz was what was being broadcast in West Palm
Too
this
funny.
past weekend.
It clears it all up.
Did you know that story at
No,
all?
no, not
that's,
at all.
That's where they're thinking the Alcatraz thing
Okay.
came from. I mean,
Okay.
it's always a distraction. He throws
Absolutely.
a distraction out there.
Yeah.
It's always a distraction.
He would have made a great magician. I'm telling you right now. Nothing in my hand. Don't look over here.
When he was running, Mike and I were doing Uncommon Ground. When he was running in 16, I called him P.T. Barnum. Okay, and he was always over the top and basically,
He's a showman.
you know, he's a great showman.
Can't take that away from him.
He definitely, but I thought this was hilarious that the show happened to air in West Palm this weekend, and then Monday he comes up with this idea.
But I don't know. Was he there this weekend? I thought he was.
He was
flying-
in Mar-a-Lago. He was in
was he?
Mar-a-Lago.
That's where he was flying back from.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
because I know
yeah.
he said something when he was on Air Force One. I wasn't sure if he was coming back. I guess he did Alabama last weekend when he did the commencement speech. Okay.
Yeah. So what do you have on Alcatraz?
Oh,
Like,
what do you want to know? I went down rabbit hole after rabbit hole. You want to know about escapes? There's two of the three guys that actually escaped.
Mhm.
Have been living in Brazil for years, and they're in their 80s.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'd love to see the DNA on him.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. But
Yeah.
they did photo recognition, stuff like that. And,
Yeah.
you know, because three guys made it out of. There were 14 escape attempts by 36 people. There was actually 34 men. 2 guys tried it twice.
Okay.
So 36 guys, though the numbers worked out to 37. 15 were caught, 8 gave up, 7 were shot dead, 2 of them drowned, and 5 are still missing.
Okay. 5 are still missing, and
Presumed dead and drowned.
Yeah,
exactly.
well, I mean, I know Sean Connery's one of them.
The Rock was a great movie.
Yeah, great movie.
I love that. Nicolas Cage, and
Yeah.
yeah absolutely.
Yeah, wasn't Clint Eastwood the other one? So who's the other guy?
What's that?
I mean, Escape from Alcatraz. Clint Eastwood and Sean Connery both escaped.
Right. Well, the others were a couple of brothers and the third guy, and the 2 brothers are the guys that made it to Brazil.
Okay.
So now they're the boys from Brazil.
Yeah, I'd like to see the DNA on them and see if that's, you know, and go back to family members and see if it matches up.
Apparently, they were still alive. They're
Yeah.
in their 80s.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I
Yeah.
mean, so it's possible
Yeah.
to do it. I mean, Trump, you just watched the movie. Pardon these guys, and I want to see the DNA on them, see if it's real.
Yeah,
So-
I'd love to.
Yeah.
Because again, the place it closed in '63, so
Yeah, I
it's
think
not
the beauty of
inconceivable.
Alcatraz is from like 67 to 70. A tribe
Absolutely.
took
Yep,
it over,
yep.
and they weren't giving it back until like the U.S. The U.S. is like, keep it,
Right.
and then they're like, you know what, we want it back, and then they kicked them all off.
69 to 75.
69 75, is that what it was?
I believe. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I said, great. There's no running water. There's no food. Have a nice day.
Yeah, yeah. Good luck. Good luck.
Right if you need something.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
Yeah.
So,
And that's the thing too. Now to try to rehab that place, there's no running water. There's got to be electricity because they run tours there.
yeah, there has to be running water.
They get
Well, it has to be running water now.
yeah,
Yeah, there has to be bathrooms, as many people that go through there.
right. But
So there has to
apparently,
be plumbing there now.
I don't know if it's piped in or it's trucked in because they were saying that everything had to be brought on the island. It's sort of like Hawaii, but less tropical.
Hmm.
But they
Yeah, I
get
think you could,
between 1.4 million to 1.6 million visitors a year
yeah.
go through the national park.
And San Francisco gets a lot of rain, so they probably have
Yeah.
cisterns. And,
I would think. They had gardens.
Yeah.
The guards had
So
gardens.
yeah,
the
they had to have
prisoners
running
gardens.
water. Yeah,
Oh,
up until
yeah,
6
yeah. 'cause
when
you
it
had
was
to-
open.
You had to flush
yeah.
the toilet.
Yeah, when it was open.
You'd
They had.
like to think.
Yeah. So, who's the most famous person from Alcatraz?
Well, it's either Al Capone or Megan Fox's husband,
Megan Fox's husband.
Machine Gun Kelly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, the different guy.
All right. Yeah. All right.
Different guy. Yeah, this guy's probably not as dangerous as the first one.
No, but he's a much better guitar player.
Yeah,
Much better guitar player.
Hey, guess what?
No.
It's over.
How come?
It's time. Blake, tell him it's time.
It is time, Lenny. We have to race over the gypsy cab now.
Yeah,
Okay.
we got trivia
Drive
to get
safe.
to. We got trivia to get to tonight, and we got to stop by and get the iPad. Guys, I want to say thank you to all our amazing sponsors. We appreciate you guys so much. Hit that share button out there. Keep an eye. Blake's been putting out a lot of stuff on YouTube, and just check it out. Enjoy what we're doing here. Hopefully, you're enjoying it. We're enjoying it.
Absolutely.
And tomorrow we might get to Ivanka's son.
Okay.
What do you have for tomorrow that might happen?
Well, I did Alcatraz today. I got to start all over again. I have Florida
Starting
infrastructure.
all over again.
The Florida infrastructure report was not positive.
We're gonna start with that. We're gonna end happy. All right. Thanks, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.